you know what a reoccurring person in your dream really represents? For years, there were reoccurring people in my dreams that I had no clue what they meant. And every time they would show up in a dream, it would leave that dream clouded in mystery for me because they were the key. And clearly it's not because I'm not paying attention, but it turned out to just simply be that I didn't have enough data yet. So I wait for another dream, another appearance, another piece of evidence until slowly I get to the point where I feel like there's enough there that I can begin to do a pattern recognition. In my recent video, I shared with you how my father-in-law Rod, after pattern recognition, appears to represent the core, grounded center inside myself that I come back to, a place of equilibrium in my dream language. Then that revelation now unlocked a new question. My mother-in-law, MaryAnn, often shows up beside my father-in-law. So as I tried to go back to my father-in-law dreams with the new symbol plugged in, I was still confused because I had no idea what MaryAnn meant. Now, let me show you what I found out. But first, if you're new here, every Monday and Thursday, we break down real dreams to try to unearth life principles inside of them. More importantly, we're looking at how patterns of dreams can bring so much more revelation than any one single dream can bring by itself. Let's dive in. Now, normally I would give you at this point a full dream, top to bottom, and then help break down the meaning in that dream and apply it to my real waking life. But today it's going to be different because I want to show you how 13 separate dreams became the information or the soil that I needed to figure out what my mother-in-law, MaryAnn, meant. And spoiler alert, I believe now, after doing the research, that she means discernment. And I'm going to walk you through how I came to that conclusion. Now, when I first pull up these dreams, I don't think discernment. I'm not trying to prove anything. I'm trying to observe what's happening over all the ways in which she shows up in my dreams over the last 6 years. I began asking the question, what role is she playing consistently? I'm going to move very quickly through these dreams, and I am not going to read the entire dream to you. I'm simply going to read the portion in which she shows up. The first is October 4th of 2020. MaryAnn will take 2 belts to the store for me that aren't the right size. They look like they have old store tags, like they were bought at consignment. I noticed first that she's not just helping. She's recognizing that this doesn't fit anymore. And that was my first clue. The second dream is June 9th of 2021. They had gone to a jewelry store and bought everyone necklaces. They handed me a huge turquoise green gem necklace. It was so big that it was going to cross my whole chest, and the bottom of the triangle in the middle was going to reach all the way down my torso. I was so happy and so surprised. I had seen this very necklace on a celebrity, and I had wanted it so bad. My mother-in-law then worried that if I wore this necklace, I might get hurt because I'd be a target. And I assured her I wouldn't get hurt, not to worry. I knew inside that there was a chance someone could try to hurt me for it. But it was such a stunning piece that I couldn't imagine allowing fear to stop me from wearing it. Notice that she does not tell me not to wear the necklace in this dream. What MaryAnn is doing is introducing discernment. She's asking, have you considered the consequences? That's a very different function than just introducing fear. The next one was October 2nd of 2021. My mother-in-law pulls up in a car with Sarah. I ask her when she is coming to spend time with us. I tell her that time with my father-in-law is great, but we really want to see her. She says she's coming over now, and they leave tomorrow morning, and she wants me to choose the time they leave. I am so angry that she thought it was okay to spend all her time at Sarah's and so little time with us. I tell her not to come at all. I am so distraught. I start wandering the city streets aimlessly. This dream is actually one of the strongest pieces of evidence that she represents discernment. And that's because without her, I lose my direction. I don't lose myself, but I lose my bearings. Next was November 28th of 2021. This disrupted a transaction between my in-laws and a man. They had given him a check for over $100,000, maybe $200,000. I can't remember. And he had given them back a check for $105,000. But the 5 didn't look right. It was written smaller than the 1 and the 0. The breakdown at the football game allowed me to know that the man would not make good on his part of the deal. And I told my mother-in-law to call and get the check blocked somehow so the man would not be able to cheat them. Again, MaryAnn is connected to recognizing that something isn't quite right before damage is done. We're going to keep plowing forward. November 20th of 2022 now. I looked at the check that was left for me, and it was $2 million. My brain was slow and fuzzy, and I couldn't comprehend what was going on well at first. And Aaron's mom, MaryAnn, asked me if I was okay. I said yes. And the realization started to dawn on me that we now have $2 million. The important part here is honestly that she's asking me if I'm okay. Before celebrating the $2 million, she's checking on my condition. Discernment is asking about readiness before celebration. Okay, we're halfway through. This is May 24th of 2023, a year later just about. This slowed me down greatly, and I knew I would miss the bus. My in-laws had just arrived, so I thought to ask them to give me a ride to school. I wasn't upset about being late, although I wished I could have hurried up enough to have made the bus. I remember trying to get a necklace on, maybe the one Eli gave me, but I'm not sure, and it was tangled in a bunch of other necklaces, so I gave up because it was taking too long. I saw my father-in-law and then MaryAnn, and she was so much thinner, and I complimented her weight loss, and she said thank you in a kind of sassy, stuck-up way. Then suddenly I'm getting a ride from another girl, and I feel a little bad that I forgot I could have gotten it from my in-laws. We end up at the wrong place, but it was a familiar place where I knew everyone and got a kind of, "Hey, Nicole," from the owner. And it felt very good, and I was proud of my relationship there. I want to say the owner was chastened. I then was letting the girl know she could go on, and I'd call my in-laws to come pick me up and take me to school because I didn't want to make her late. And she looked at the time and said no, she wouldn't be late and could take me on to school. I end up with like the wrong ride. I end up at the wrong place, but I believe what it's showing is that the discernment is there to help me navigate when plan A doesn't work out. I'm remembering that I can utilize discernment to get turned around. And in the end, it's okay. In the end, I'm going to make it to where I need to go, even though I got a little discombobulated. It is at this point that I really started noticing the pattern. She wasn't repeating the same activity in all the dreams, and that will probably almost never happen, but she is representing the same functions, essentially. Now, I don't have another dream about her until 2024. This one is in May. It's May 5th of 2024. I walk into Stacy and Brandon's house to see them, but they are just finishing up moving out of their brand new house. I hear something about foreclosure and them blaming it on their mother-in-law. Essentially, something did not go as planned. Something new is taken away, and the blame is put on discernment. It was out of discernment that this brand new thing had to be taken away. Now, July 18th of 24, MaryAnn is trying to back out of the driveway. There is a vehicle on the left of the drive and on the right, so she has to navigate perfectly between the two to get out. She is hasty and ends up ramming the van into and over the white car that is my neighbor Tim's car and putting a lot of damage into it. She's going to have to use her insurance to cover the damage she created. This one really got me because clearly I'm being boxed in emotionally, right? On the left and the right. And it's showing I've become hasty in something. It's showing that discernment abandoned under pressure leads to damage. One is another kind of challenging one. This is December 8th of 2025. I'm in a vehicle with my in-laws. It's so dark. I almost can't see them. The backstory is that my mother-in-law, MaryAnn, was being cared for at a hospital. And now we're headed to a second hospital. And my father-in-law is talking like he needs some kind of care. And it's like both of them are vying for the attention to get medical care in a selfish way. Like they're both needy and just want attention. This one's kind of fascinating because if Rod is representing my core, the equilibrium that I come back to, and MaryAnn is representing discernment, it's showing that, I guess, trying to care for those two parts of me can make me feel a little needy. And that's a very uncomfortable place. All right, these last 3 dreams that I've had really become such a beautiful progression of where the growth of my discernment has come. On December 12th of 25, I'm in my mother-in-law, MaryAnn's new house. And it's familiar to me, like I was aware of its significance in the past regarding her. I open the in-wall cabinet door and find a complete tub that has been walled off with even a couple of partially full hand soap pumps still sitting there, and maybe some blue bar soaps, kind of 1960 looking. This is actually one of my favorite dreams because if you apply discernment to it, it is showing that in my new growth in my ability to discern, hidden in the very structure, in the very walls of that new discernment, is a place of perfectly preserved cleansing. Then, second to last, April 11th of this year, 2026. At one point, my dad is saying that money will not be given for Aaron, and I put 2 question marks there, for school books like it was in the past. And in my head, I felt bad because I know Rod and MaryAnn are very broke. And my dad is probably right that they are probably going to try to get him to buy the school books, but he won't. I don't know. This one's still kind of getting to me. I don't know. Usually when I'm talking about money in a dream, it has to do with an emotional capacity. So my working theory right now, if I continue to apply discernment to this, is recognizing there's a lot more to this dream that I don't have time to share with you, this particular set of dreams I had that night. I believe it's showing something relational there. Just trust me on it. Now, this last one that I've had so far is my absolute favorite. It was just a few months ago, May 10th, 2026. MaryAnn is giving us information. She's confident and she is thin, like she has lost all of her extra weight, and she looks good. She is still her older self with loose, wrinkled skin, but she looks so good. And I think how her attractiveness means that she's gonna be able to date. Men are gonna want her. Now, this takes place in Greece, and I feel like it's tying the whole story up in a bow. She's orienting people. She's helping them understand where they are and what comes next. Now, step back with me and look at everything together. I'm going to systematically go through those dreams and put it in just a few words for you, each dream, so you can see the progression. In the first one, she's returning something that doesn't fit. Then, in the next one, she's evaluating risk. She's noticing that something is wrong. She's protecting integrity. She's checking readiness. She's navigating changing plans. She's avoiding, or at least I'm being told to avoid rushing. She's being renewed by the discernment itself in the bathroom. She's orienting people. What is the one word that connects all of those themes together? It's discernment. And then something even bigger clicked. I don't think that Rod and MaryAnn are separate symbols anymore. I think they work together. Rod represents the centered core that I always come back to. And MaryAnn is the discernment that helps me keep navigating back there. One is reminding me how to stand, and the other is helping me know what the next step is. This is one of the biggest shifts that I've been experiencing in dream interpretation, is that I'm no longer asking, what does this one person represent? I'm asking, what is the function this person keeps representing? That single question is changing everything. Think about it. Every one of us we need two things. We need a stable place to return to stand. And we need discernment to know how to get there. And unfortunately, my dream journal didn't reveal all that overnight. They emerged through years of patiently stewarding my dreams, one dream at a time. When I first started journaling my dreams, I thought one revelation was going to come out of some amazing dream. But that's not actually what's been playing out. Instead, the revelation is coming out of watching the same people, the same symbols, the same patterns appear again and again over the years. That's why I can't just wake up one day and decide MaryAnn means discernment. I have to keep asking questions of these repetitive dreams. What is the function that keeps repeating? And then eventually the answers will emerge from the dreams. And that is why I will never stop writing down my dreams, because I'm really seeing now. I'm really understanding now that I am not going to get what I need out of a single dream. I'm going to mine the gold out of my dream life to apply to my waking life by paying attention to it over the years. Because it appears the insight is never going to be hidden in just one dream. It's hidden in the patterns that only become visible by paying attention. If you made it through to the end of this episode, thank you. The time you choose to spend with me really means a lot. And if you would like help with your own dreams, I have a free community for that. I also have one-on-one sessions you can sign up for. Just see the links below. And if not, just come on back and see me here, because you know what? Your story really does matter. I'll see you next time.